Hi Virgo, welcome to your reading. This is going to be for September 2019. This is for Virgo Sun, Moon, and Rising. Those are just intuitively guided to the reading. Thank you for trusting your intuition. You may be in love with a Scorpio. Maybe you're a Virgo in love with a Scorpio, or a Scorpio is in love with you. Anyway, whatever brought you, I want to welcome you. I hope you receive the messages that you need to give you real clarity in your life and perhaps hope. So, I want to also give a shout out to all Virgos. Happy birthday. Starting on the 23rd, which is my boyfriend's birthday, and I am the 13th. So I'm the second deacon, I believe. He's in the first deacon. And there are differences. You can definitely tell differences. Anyway, happy birthday to those who are with us and those who have crossed over. Let's go ahead and begin. While I shuffle the cards, I'm just going to ask you, as always, to take a moment, clear your mind, do a little deep breathing. As always, I invite your spirit guides in to work with my spirit guides, only if they're in unconditional love of the highest energy to bring us as clear as message as possible. This is an intuitive read. That means we're going to go off the meaning of the card, but that is certainly not the only thing we're going to be doing. And sometimes the meaning of the card is not what it means in your reading. So just be open to the process. Remember, this is potential. You can change anything at any time. You have free will, as does everyone else. Okay, let's take a moment. All right, let's begin. Well, look at that King of Wands. How to flip out on his own. King of Wands, potentially Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Oh, I didn't see that. Hidden underneath him is the Nine of Swords. So we have potentially an air sign, or someone who's normally aggressive in their approach. That doesn't have to be a bad thing. But I feel like this worry belongs to him because it was almost hidden behind him, and I want to keep it that way. So we have someone out there who is, well, it's your reading, so they have to be worrying over you in some way. Let's keep going with this, with the Queen of Pentacles. Well, hello. So definitely over you. We have the Fool. Fool's looking right back at this Queen of Pentacles. We have the Magician. Look at that. The first, how do I want to say this? The first person, the first realization that the Fool has along this new journey. It's about a new journey. He learns about the Magician, the Alchemist, all that I can do, right? The Fool talks about, number one, forgetting about the past. The past isn't important here. The past is no longer important. It won't serve you in some way, but it's very interesting because it's like the Fool has just left the energy of the Magician. So, has learned something, and is now heading towards you. We have Judgment. Judgment is a call to action. So it's interesting that this king is being called to action, but there's worry there. There's unnecessary worry. Because that's what the Nine of Swords is. It is about worry, but it's the majority of it is unnecessary. I feel like there's either 3 or 4 swords that normally pierce the body, and maybe those are the realistic things that we need to worry about. But the majority of that worry is unnecessary. But yet he is being called into action. Like, it's time. We have the Princess of Pentacles following, or I'm sorry, underneath the Queen of Pentacles. Interesting. You know, sometimes I'm like, I don't want to do relationship readings, but the fact of the matter is that the majority of us, even if we say we don't want love, we're better in love if it's real love, right? Because there is nothing but love. Look at this. We have the Chariot under the Fool. So I feel like what this is talking about, this Princess of Pentacles, is some of you, this was you at an earlier time. And I feel like you were on a quest to learn something, to understand something. And because it's coming from judgment, I know it's of a very, it's, how do I put this? It's of a very high level, but not just that, because Pentacles are about your physical world. It is something that you learn that, how do I say this? You learn to ground yourself. Interesting, I'm saying you're learning to ground yourself, and then there's movement right after that. So I feel like you have learned the lesson. Um, Queen of Pentacles, she is the analyzer. So chances are this is you at one point analyzing your life. It definitely looks like you had a clean start, and it put you on a quest, so to speak, of knowledge, but not just any type of knowledge, just like you wanted to learn about spiritual knowledge, but you wanted to know how to use it in your everyday life. So I feel like you've learned that, and this is why the Chariot shows up. The Chariot to me is also the comforter. Balance. It's a card of Cancer. Don't let me forget that. We have the Five of Swords. So, I know what you're learning. The alchemist was teaching you what had been toxic in your life. Showed you in some way, I feel like, those who truly mattered and those who really don't. And not that every life is not important, I don't mean it that way, but in your personal life, it's like there's, I feel like one of the things, and I should say one because I think there's more than that, but one of the things you've learned is learning who only makes you better, keeping them, and those who bring you down, right? Try to keep you in a certain type of energy. You're learning to let those go. Not only do I think you're learning, I think many of you have learned it. It's interesting, it's the Fool, because the Fool can be, it talks about the beginning of a journey, right? Coming from the alchemist, so definitely has now included his spirituality, her spirituality in this journey. It may be this King of Wands, maybe both of you. But nonetheless, the King of Wands can't possibly be quite at your energy because he's still carrying the Nine of Swords. Excuse me. We have the Six of Wands, which is the energy of victory. It's also the energy of people seeing things my way. Like, what the heck? All of a sudden, why do they see it my way? Well, maybe where you are now headed are your people, so to speak. They're your people, right? They're your soul family. And there's a comfort in there. It's interesting. I call the chariot the comforter, but there feels like there's a comfort within that. Wow. We have the Two of Cups. So we have soulmate energy. It doesn't always have to be romantic, but I keep glancing back at this King of Wands. And by the way, don't think it has to be a fire sign. It's just the energy that's needed at this time. And this is someone who needs to get over his or her fear, especially as it relates to you. Because um, I feel like you're able to let it go. You learned like what's important, what's not important. What type of things that I used to like allow to hold me back, which I just no longer do that. Why? Because you were seeking. You went on this like a spiritual adventure, and I think the fool was really learning that he really is the magician, right? He carries the magic within him. Who's the next person is the high priestess. So, you know, I feel like those two elements were important. Anyway, we have the Queen of Cups. So we have a potential interesting Cancer coming under the chariot, um, Scorpio or Pisces. She is someone who, in her light, wants to be connected with someone like that. Wants her heart fulfilled and is willing to fulfill another's, right? She's ready for that, right? You have to be ready for it to be everything you want it to be. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like if this part doesn't happen, then I think we would see someone a little bit more closed off to even the consideration of love. Doesn't necessarily have to be this King of Wands. It's going to be someone old, it's going to be someone new, but I do have to say that I see you as a Princess of Pentacles as the younger you. And now what's connected to that is the Two of Cups. So it kind of leads us backwards, right? But it's moving us forward. I want you to understand that. I think whoever this is that's coming forward, again, doesn't have to be romantic, but it kind of feels that way. I feel that ultimately they do. Ultimately, they overcome their fear. I do feel that. And I feel like they have a lot of spiritual support behind them also. So I don't feel like this is like a singular trip. I feel like you both have gone through different things, different elements, different experiences, and learn very important things. Maybe not right away. Maybe it's when I start to mature that I'm able to look back because you can't know where you're going if you don't know where you've been. Otherwise, I feel like you're just doomed to repeat the past. That was good, good. If not, not. Look at this. Face up, Six of Cups. So, this is definitely taking us back, right? Interesting that we have the Five of Swords above it because at one time, this definitely meant that someone who is in my heart, right, who's in my heart, and you have the support of Archangel Michael behind us, and Archangel Michael is about your strength, your protector, right? Strength, almost like protecting this relationship, even if you had to go through hell, right? That hell was probably on purpose. Um, but it does feel protected, like this relationship, no matter where and when it has happened, has always been protected by Archangel Michael. We have two more. We have the Princess of Wands, and we have the Ten of Cups. So, let's talk about the Princess of Wands. First of all, potentially an air sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Um, but she is someone who is really learning to control herself, control her powers. Like she has these awesome powers. But when it's like getting that magic wand, but, if you don't know how to handle it, it can create havoc. So she's someone who's learning how to use this. She's someone who doesn't really allow anyone or anything to stand in her way of what it is she wants. I feel like she can be very bold, and by the way, don't think air, just think person. Think it's probably you. Like I've learned, I'm learning, I should say, I'm still learning how to almost like control my maybe anger, maybe you have to think fiery, maybe passion. You learn how to control something, but that doesn't stop her from wanting it. Like her want will override her control, I feel, right? Until she becomes the queen. Anyway, what does she have her eyes set on? The Ten of Cups. And not just with anyone. Not just with anyone. Because we have the Two of Cups right above that. And, I'm seeing this chariot and it's reminding me of the balance of masculine and feminine. And sometimes to me that can literally just mean the man and the woman. And are they together on this, right? Are they together? Are they at the same place, energy wise, spiritually wise, material wise, whatever it is that you feel like you need? Anyway, so this king being called to attention. It's time. Time to get over your fear. And ask this Queen of Pentacles whatever it is that you want to ask her. It's interesting, we don't have any cards of a question. I feel like for some of you, this king is someone who's seeing you, yourself, progress in life. And maybe they themselves have put it off. You can be with this person. You know what? I feel like you are reminding them of your younger self. Interesting. I'm picking up different things, but I am definitely getting that energy of someone like admiring you for not only what you seem to be accomplishing, even though you're really at the beginning, and that's okay, right? That's okay. You think about the people you meet along the way. The high priestess, the empress, the emperor. I mean, it's an exciting journey. Think of the wand journey, passion driven. And that's exactly what this, where'd she go? This Princess of Wands is. She's being driven by her passion. And she's looking at this Ten of Cups. And again, not with just anyone. Maybe she's got someone in mind. I don't know. But I do have energy over here of someone being persuasive. And I feel like chances are change someone's mind of what was into what can be, because we end this line with the Six of Cups, and this is happy memories. This is remembering the love. This is giggling because you're thinking of something about this person this time. So this is good energy. Interesting. 6 and 6. 6 and 6. So I feel like this king may be worried about, how receptive you may even be. Um, let's get our last two cards. Boy, we took a lot of cards. We have Justice, card of Libra. And we have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles can be a very solid type energy. I feel like for someone, you have finally gotten a divorce, and I feel like you have done a 180 and changed yourself. Um, really changed everything about you, like the way you thought, the way you accepted things, the way you but you had to learn this. You had to learn all this, and I feel like you have. And I definitely feel like someone is saying, damn, like, look at her now. Like, look at her. Look at her. Why couldn't I have been, right? Almost type of energy. Because there could have potentially been this divorce here. And I feel like, this Four of Pentacles can represent the home. Um, but I don't know yet. Let's keep going. There's our High Priestess on the bottom of the deck. So, this is your intuition. This is what's been driving you all along, is your intuition. And that may be the one thing that you need to change with yourself. So you need to trust your intuition, right? Before you trusted what man said, and doubted yourself. And now it's like the opposite. Now I trust myself. And that feeling I have, I trust it. And it can only lead me to good places or warn me if there's danger ahead. That's what I have to learn to pay attention to, and I feel like that's exactly what the energy has been. Okay, let's bring out the Cosmic Tarot. And a dog in the background. I don't know why it's reminding me of Lassie. Timmy and Lassie, like, what did Timmy used to say to Lassie? Like, what's wrong, boy? Show me, boy. I don't know. You guys will know. Okay, start at the beginning. I don't know if I'm going to clarify each card. I probably will. We'll see. But I do want to start at this king and the queen, because they are side by side. And it is a little interesting how I put the Nine of Swords slightly touching this Queen of Pentacles. But I feel like this is a past energy for her. We have the Seven of Wands. So this was someone who, could have been aggressive. I don't know if it was then, now, but definitely someone who, see it it's my way or the highway kind of energy. We have the Four of Cups. And then we have the Eight of Wands. I feel like, if I was looking this as a marriage, I feel like the queen would, look at this king and just listen to how, maybe aggressive he was, or how it was my way or the highway type of energy. And I feel like this king would look at this queen and was getting kind of bored within the situation kind of thing, kind of an immature type of energy. And it definitely has shown me with the queen that what's above her, the Eight of Wands. Well, that is movement, and that is fast movement. That is almost chaotic movement. It's also what I think about, I bring about. What I think about, I bring about. It's also, we started here at the 7, and now we're at the 8 with the Queen of Pentacles. So the King, all alone, has the 7, and the Queen has the 8. So, you know, it's almost like the Queen being a step above. So, you know, I feel like if this is someone in a prior relationship, prior marriage, I have a feeling they did not show their true selves in the very beginning, or you didn't see the red flags in the very beginning, because I feel like I definitely feel the lack of appreciation, but I do feel that he comes and he regrets it. He regrets it. We have the Star, and that's kind of beautiful because it's coming right above the Fool. And that's about your hopes and your dreams and your wishes. And it's usually singular. Like, what is it that you truly want? You know, it's that connection. And I feel, you know, it's interesting how I talked about Archangel Michael here. But I'm kind of feeling him here too, almost like this has been the connection. There may have been someone in your past who, you know, may have been like the one somehow got away, and this king here could certainly have been of like a karmic nature. You know, I don't think a complete waste of time, because what happened? Well, look at you now. Look at you now. You know, look at this adventure you've been on spiritually, and look where it has led you. And I don't know if it would have led you, um, you know, well, I think that lesson would show up in a different way, but nonetheless, um, I feel like someone out there is just like, you know, enough is enough. And I feel very, you know, here's the aggressive energy again, but I feel like almost being more aggressive than the king, and maybe presenting this person with a um, divorce papers or something like that. Because immediately, you know, I feel like this queen has already been thinking about something else, trying to manifest something else other than what I have. And I definitely feel this queen feels a connection to someone, something of an earlier time. And I don't know, guys, you know, it could certainly be, you know, like our ancestors trying to wake up this king, like, whoa, you're about to lose her, or him. Uh, really, you're about to lose her. And nonetheless, it seems like this king stays within his ego, doesn't seem to want to change his ego. So, phew, it's like, I don't know, a portal opens up for this Queen of Pentacles, and she's on her way. She's on her way, but look where she's headed. With the Fool, beginning of some part of dream that you've had. Something that you really, you know, you could have lost hope in, but it's probably been renewed here and there. And it is telling me it is something of the past. The Star is also the card of Aquarius. We have Aquarius, Earth, and water around this Fool, but I have to say we have a lot more Pentacle around the Fool than anything else. Almost like saying, you know, there's all kinds of different energy around me that could pull me this way or that way, but because I'm feeling strong. Nothing can turn me from this now. I don't know. Look at this. Virgo. Here's the Lovers. Um, card of Gemini. Shares Mercury with you. And is right under the energy of the Alchemist. So, I cannot help but think that um, you were living one way, but your mind, it's almost like I say to this king, like you think that you have me, but you don't even understand. It's almost like I have a whole other life in my mind of what I want to manifest to me. Almost saying, I'm not going to accept whether I say it physically, whether I say it out loud or I just tell myself, I'm not accepting this. There's something more. At least, if nothing else, I want to find out. I want to see if there is. So, the lovers can be a head over heart decision. I find the king, the beginning here, as maybe the head, you know, in my head, but I don't feel in a good way, like in an egotistical way. And then my heart. Who has my heart? Look at this. We have the Four of Wands. And we have the Nine of Wands. Interesting. We have a lot of fire in your energy this month. I kind of love it, to be honest. I feel like I feel two different things here. I feel like this king in the beginning that we're talking about, can he change his ways? Of course he can. He has the energy or the assistance of his ancestors right then, you know, right at his foot. So he can choose it or deny it, right? Four of Cups kind of makes me wonder if he does, if he comes to that realization. I almost feel like this person comes to the realization a little too late. Um, so let's go back to this other story because I feel like there is someone that you've been manifesting in your mind, and maybe you have been having a hard time of. Sorry, I thought I had a bug crawling on me. That was weird. Maybe a hard time of deciding, do I leave this life? Even though here's the chariot, which I keep calling the comforter. um you can look at the comforter as God also. Like you're feeling that there's more. I definitely feel that so strong within me, and I think I just changed where I was going, but nonetheless I just feel that energy so strong of like the comforter. But also being part of, it's like co-creating with God, right? Bringing in your true connection is what I'm feeling. Because then we come to the Four of Wands that is sitting over judgment. And, it is a call to action, but it also talks about like end times, but it talks about it in a comforting, beautiful type of way. Four of Wands over that. So it's almost like my ancestors saying, here's your true connection, right? Because this is what you're looking for. It's what you're searching for. And some of you, I feel like you already know who it is. Some of you, I feel like it's from a past life, and that may be all of you. But nonetheless, let's get back to the Four of Wands. That's about a connection where two people just couldn't imagine not being together. You know what I mean? It's that type of connection. Like, I can't imagine my life without you. I don't feel like you felt that with this other king, male or female, by the way. But I do feel like in what I've been manifesting through my spirituality. Like my spirituality is big here. Um, it's taken me a new route, a new adventure, and if this comes together the way I feel like it is, this Four of Wands is just beautiful showing up in this reading because this is a real, true connection. There's just nothing else like it. Some call it the marriage card. I do too. However, I feel like I say marriage because I feel like I need to take as far as I can in this world with you. You know what I mean? Like, that's how deep I feel it. Nine of Wands, I have to say, is reminding me of past lives, um, but in a couple different ways. I feel like, um, number one, it's like, where does this queen find this power to change her life? Where she's been accepting this life for, it feels like a while, um, but no longer. Where did that power come from? And I feel like it's talking about your past lives, the many yous in the beginning of time, and I feel like because those tools that the magician holds, just from lessons that have been learned this time and last lifetime and the time before that, however many lifetimes we've lived, I feel like there's always those lessons and there's always that reward, and that reward is, strength and the high priestess being able to trust my intuition. I'm finding these strengths, and I find that through the Nine of Wands. Interesting. I don't know if I've ever explained the Nine of Wands in that way. And it's interesting that the Eight of Wands is right above the Nine of Wands. So this is something that seems to be changing or has changed quickly. Because then we move into the Chariot. So let's look. I'm interested to see what's coming with the Chariot, with the Fool above it. Oh, wow. And then the Star above that. So what's in the upright is the Tower. So I do feel like this is you delivering this Tower to this king over here. And in some way, whether you physically have split, but I feel like we're like, and then I split. So whether you just like physically split and left town, or, whatever it is, just the power of delivering that tower. Look at this, the Prince of Cups. Coming over the Five of Swords and the Alchemist. And I have to tell you, I almost feel like this Prince of Cups, even though he's not the King of Wands, I feel like this king in the beginning, I felt his immaturity. And I feel like this is why the Prince of Cups is showing up right over the Five of Swords, right over where all my trouble lies, right? I have this Prince of Cups. And I feel like this is just talking about, for some reason, like someone that I don't trust. Um, who may be, it doesn't even matter. I don't even know that it matters. Just, let's just say that I feel like he's no longer living up to my standard. I no longer am willing to live down at his standard. And again, when I say him or her, it can be reversed. So anyways, here's this tower, and then I'm splitting. Where am I going to? Well, what's right above the tower? The Star card. Interesting, guys. I mean, I kind of love us Virgos this month. Okay, we're going to move down to the Six of Wands. It's right next to the Two of Cups. We have the Prince of Pentacles. How interesting. The Prince of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles up there next to that King. And I feel like, the Six of Cups over here, that this King of Pentacles is of, is someone that you've known. Someone that I feel like the connection, it's almost like that triangle. You can't break it. Look at this, the Wheel. Coming over the Two of Cups and the Nine of Wands. Let me get the rest of the cards out. Here's the Six of Cups again. Coming over the Queen of Cups and the Six of Cups. We have the Seven of Swords. You know, that can be the energy of spiritual completeness. We have the Nine of Pentacles. And then we have the Four of Pentacles. Interesting, Four of Pentacles with the Nine of Pentacles coming over the Ten of Cups. And I feel like some things that you've done that maybe you never thought that you would have done since leaving this energy behind is perhaps creating your own business, using your creativity, you know, feeling your creativity again. I feel like a lot of you, a lot of who you are has been blocked. You know, it's been blocked. But whatever is happening to you, um, it's good. It's good. So, anyway, I do feel like this prince over here is also connected to the Six of Pentacles. And the thing I'm going to say about the Prince of Pentacles is this may be someone, I may not be rich, but I am, you know, I work. I'm not a bum. You know, I pull my weight, that type of thing. So I feel like I can trust, you know, just in that fact alone. Because perhaps for some of you, the person that you left, they could have been a drinker, you know, and the money is just like, you know, where's it coming from? You're drinking it away, something like that. But I feel like now we have someone else who's coming in. It feels pretty solid. At least he's on his way, right? With the wheel right next to him. So it feels like destiny. It just kind of feels like destiny happening. To who? To what? Well, there's the Six of Cups again, right over the Six of Cups. So this tells me there's two people here, two people thinking, remembering the same things, you know, remembering the same things. Somebody may have been waiting for you to finally disconnect up here. You know, I almost feel like someone, and I feel like it's probably just a few people. I feel like there's someone out there who is saying, I'm giving this person time because they know that within you is like this creativity that wants to be born, almost needs to be born. And I feel like this person is giving you that respect. Now, it may not feel like respect, but I feel like in their head, and I do truly feel that, like they're giving you the respect to live a part of your life that feels very important. And I feel like it is about your own independence, becoming truly independent. And I feel like they know how important that is to you. And that could even be why the Nine of Swords is up there. Like, you know, no, I don't feel worried with this person. I feel pretty sure. Um, and why do I feel that? Because I feel like in the long run, he's got the Four of Wands right above him. You know, that is the connection and that is the marriage. So I feel like in time, you know, when the time is right, um, and maybe the time is right. Maybe the time is right because we have the wheel right next to it. We have the energy again of movement and destiny. So, some of you, I just want to say, don't be surprised if someone from the past, like if you own your own business or even if it's online, don't be surprised if someone from your past just kind of shows up. But I feel like you have been thinking about this person, and I feel like they have been thinking about you. Um, Different paths in life, but now, you know, it's like, what lesson were you learning within this king over here in the beginning? You were learning how to gain your voice back. You were learning how to overcome your fear, and you were learning how, you know, what no longer to accept within your life. How someone treats you, right? Treat me with respect, or lose me. But I feel like, you know, again, it's been going on for a while, but yet I feel like for a while you've also been thinking of another, while that person is also thinking about you. And it may have been that, again, you do, I feel for some of you, you give that final where you're cutting the strings to someone, and it's like you're starting on this magical tour, magical mystery tour, but includes the lovers. And I feel like that's what you want. And I certainly feel like that's what is wanted over here too. Okay, interesting. We have the Six of Pentacles. So this is coming to balance. You know, it's interesting it's coming over justice, because justice is all about balance. Justice is about making you whole again. And the Six of Pentacles talks about giving and receiving, a compassionate heart, an empathetic heart. And I have to say, I may be completely wrong, but I feel like the most compassionate and empathetic towards people in your soul group are those who have been there before, have walked your shoes, maybe understand you, like this one or a few princes where I feel like not that they're allowing, they see the importance of you taking a journey that is independent of almost everyone but yourself. Anyway, 6 and 6. You know, this is coming over the Queen of Cups too. So again, the Queen of Cups is the energy when she's in her light. She feels best within a relationship. You know, but a loving relationship, because she's got a lot of love to give. And the Six of Cups is coming over that. So again, it is this happiness. It's a time of happiness, and I feel joy and balance, and it can certainly talk about someone this person of the past, again, could be of past lives, coming into your life. And I don't mean that that it takes them to make you feel whole again. I feel like you have become whole already, and now enters the best part. You know, because after all, you know, I think our souls came to Earth wanting all types of experiences, good experiences, bad experiences. But I do feel like most souls want the ultimate experience too, and that may be the last, you know, as it relates to love. There's the High Priestess. Funny, coming over the Six of Cups and the Six of Cups. Oh, and the Six of Pentacles, 666. So I feel like you know if this reading is for you or not, because this has been on your mind. Not just on your mind, but I feel like you know what you know what you know. There's the Ace of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Death card. And I kind of love that the Death card is following the Eight of Swords, because the Death card tells us to put an end to something, allows something to end, something better wants to begin. The Eight of Swords, it's putting an end to worry. It's the end of the walls that we build around us because of everybody else's shit, right? That we decided at one time or another must be true, which it never was. Never was. And a lot of you have been on that journey of truly finding out who you are. So this is showing me the end of the days of putting up walls of protection, and that's one thing why the Princess of Wands is here, because she's an explorer. She doesn't say no to experience, you know, and I feel like experience is exactly wants to come in, especially with the Ace of Wands next to the High Priestess. This is all about your intuition. Your intuition is on fire. Over what? over the Six of Cups, doubled. Your intuition is on fire. Your intuition is leading you the right place, and perhaps leading them the right place. This just feels like destiny, however, already written, but before all could be that it can be. Again, this is potential because if, I don't do this part, but yet I want this part, well, then all this, that I had, all this defensive energy and these walls around me going into this relationship are just going to ruin that relationship when it has potential of being exactly what it is that you hoped it could be. But it requires you to be there too. And I feel like many of you, you have come to learn to understand that. I can't whine when someone's not in my life if I'm not thinking about me and I'm not taking the journey that my intuition is telling me to take. To me over here, this king is like, woe is me, but I don't know. I don't know. I do know. So I feel like I should leave it there, especially with this Ace of Wands and the High Priestess, because we have the High Priestess. Okay, Seven of Swords is under the High Priestess there. So I feel like what that's saying is you're coming along this new journey because it is new with the Fool, and it's right next to you, coming from the energy of the Magician. It's connected, hello, to the Lovers and your hopes and dreams. So somehow, some way, I feel like you're being told internally that this can happen in some way or somehow, but the tower, it must come down. It must come down. And I feel like you know that. So therefore I feel you do. Okay, let's do a Mother Mary card. I feel like we need Mother Mary's assistance. I don't know why. The reading seems very clear to me. But nonetheless, I want to bring in Mother Mary. Okay. I think the lesson too is don't always look at the pain. Try to find the purpose. Maybe you're just meant to learn something. Okay, well, we got a few cards out, but we had gratitude that is face up. As I notice and appreciate my blessings, I open the door to more of God's gifts. We have faith. I have faith in God to heal this situation, and I have home. I trust and follow my divine guidance about my home. So perhaps some of you have been praying about what to do. And, sometimes I feel like the answer isn't looking at, my situation, but look at myself within it. How I hold my head high and, sometimes the gifts that we're asked to have gratitude for are the gifts that are within inside of us. I have faith in God to heal this situation. I trust and follow my divine guidance home. Okay, which one should I read? I don't want to read them all. Gratitude. God is generous and loving and desires the very best for you and all of his beloved children. If you've been feeling forsaken or forgotten, this card reminds you of the magical power of gratitude. No matter what the current situation may be, there is always something to be grateful for. Take one moment now to review your blessings, including being alive, the sunrise, the sunset, birds singing, and so forth. As your heart warms with gratitude for all that you currently have, you open yourself to receive more. Today, practice saying thank you, repeatedly out loud and silently. These words are the keys that open the door to happiness, abundance, and fulfillment. So maybe the fool is you listening to this information, centering yourself amongst the chaos, which brings a clear mind to you, which opens your intuition completely and allows you to then trust again. I feel a pattern here, and I want to thank you guys for allowing me to do the reading. Again, happy birthday. We love you. Even if nobody else loves you, we love you. Remember that. Um, just, give gratitude. Just give gratitude, and I don't know. I feel like let me know about the adventure you're going on, because I feel like there's a lot of new adventures coming up, and I feel like it's a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. Maybe that's what I'm going to call your video. I love you guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you for sharing, subscribing, donations, your likes, everything. Thank you for just keeping the channel alive. That's where my gratitude lies. Bye-bye.